I'm back. And I'm not even gonna hold y'all, but this is the next day, okay? And for continuity, I put on the same shirt, like, but this is the next day. We're just gonna continue with the books, my unfinished books of 2021, okay? Don't talk about my lack of a dust jacket. I know. I hear y'all. I understand. Don't talk about it. So this is Serpent and Dove by, I don't remember anything about this book. By Shelby Mulhern. All I remember is Enemies to Lovers. And I stopped it because I don't remember. And I feel like if it's not good enough for me to remember, maybe I should just chalk it. However, I remember how I felt when I was reading it. Nah, it was good. So, boom, let me tell y'all real quick what I remember, okay? It's about this girl who is a witch and who's a witch hunter. But she's like also hunting witches or something. And the witches that they're trying to hunt is her mom, right? And then the man, do not remember his name. Let me see if I could just find a quick little thing. What's that man's name, child? Reed, I think. He is a hunter or whatever. And then eventually, like, they have to get married for alliance purposes, but then they both work together to take somebody down. Child, please do not quote me. Y'all know I'm bad at explaining book plots, especially unfinished book plots. So not that the plot was unfinished, the book, whatever, but it's not done. Next we have Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. Boom. So, boom. This is about Alex and Amira. Now, Alex is like this famous blogger. Like, I don't know. She's just, who she remind me of? Parks and Rec. The episode when Ron Swanson got his chair chosen for this really like prestigious award, and then Tom Haverford was really excited because this lady would like put his chair in her magazine that she's doing or whatever, and she's such an influencer, and so she was trying to get him to mass produce the chairs or whatever, and he was like, I make one chair a year because it takes time, and she was like, well, now I need like 12. So yeah, that influencer lady, that's who Alex Chamberlain reminds me of, okay? And her babysitter is Amira. Now Amira is just this Baroque black girl trying to maneuver her 20s, you know, and she's babysitting. So one day, the baby that she's sitting, her and Amira, well, she was like being really restless, and so Amira was like, oh, you know what we like to go to the store together, like, let's just go to the store, she'll see all the things, she'll calm down. And her other friend, they're listening to music. You know how when you're young and black and free, you know what I'm saying? Just, you got your headphones in, you got your little booty popping music, and you just standing in the aisle like, hey, you feel me? So that's just what it was. She was whipping her hair, she was living her life. And then, white men are intimidated by black women having fun, as we know. So the rent-a-cop at the Whole Foods is basically accusing Amira of kidnapping this white baby, when that's not the case. Clearly that's not the case, right? So now there's like a video, and now Alex is confused because she's like, how did my babysitter get arrested for kidnapping? Like, that's my child. Like, there was one part where Amira was like, well, just call the man, like, he knows. And the rent-a-cop pretended to call and didn't really call, and was like, no one picked up. And then next thing you know, like, she was really up the street. But anyway, I stopped this book because it was triggering. It was just very early on. I was like, whoa. Because not y'all policing, not y'all accusing this black woman of stealing, like, not stealing, kidnapping. Like, what? I don't know. It was just a little triggering for me to see somebody just so alive in their blackness so early on get just torn down like that. It was just But I do have to get back to it because I was very excited about this book, and I'm just gonna push past the trigger warnings, keep it pushing, because now I know that it's there. Next week, oh my god, next we have Crescent City by Sarah J Maas. First of all, it's the size for me. Like that's what it was. Why are the books so big? I feel like it needs a little ribbon thing. Like, that's just how I feel about this book. You see, it's giving very much like, I don't know, but this is so pretty. But first of all, this is about Bryce and Hunt. Bryce, she gets all her closest friends get murdered, right? And oh boom, but like they think that Bryce did it because, you know, all your friends die. Like, push me to the edge, all my friends are dead. Like, that was her, and they thought that she pushed them all to the edge, right? Now Hunt Alethar is a fallen angel, and he's enslaved to the archangel. So the archangels preside over the angels, right? And so he basically just has to do whatever they say. He has to assassinate his boss's enemies, no questions asked, right? So now he's offered a deal because there's this demon that's just like wreaking havoc in the whole city, and the deal is to help Bryce find the murderer, and he will be able to get his freedom. Now Bryce and Hunt all go into Crescent City. They discover a dark power, and they find in each other a blazing passion. So now they don't know what to pick. Like, well, it says right here, they delve into the heartache of loss, the price of freedom, and the power of love. I stopped this book because, honestly, where was I? Look, page 10. I got to chapter 2. I stopped it because the size. Like, size matters. Size matters. That's just all I have to say. And then I had switched to the audiobook, and all I remember is listening to the audiobook and falling asleep, and then going back to listen to the parts that I fell asleep on the part where I fell asleep, and then falling asleep again. And so I was just like, maybe this isn't my ministry. Next we have The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. Now y'all know me. One thing about me, y'all know I read Afro fantasy, black fantasy, Afro black, like any genre, as long as the characters are black. But one thing about me, and two things for certain, I'm gonna read a Riley Sager book. Hi Papa. Hello. Hi Papa. Come here. Up. But anyway, I love me some Riley Sager. This book, however, not that I didn't love it, it's just mood reader. I don't know. So this is about, oh boom, this is about Emma, right? Emma Davis. So Emma, back in the day, way back when, was at summer camp with these other girls, Vivian, Natalie, and what's her name? Allison, right? They're playing two truths and a lie, living their best lives. They're the youngest of the group, but Emma's the youngest, right? So the last thing Emma remembers is that the three girls are escaping, are like sneaking out of the cabin and going into the woods. So a few years later, she's a painter. She's doing well for herself. And what else? And you know, she's a painter. She's Van Goghing the whole thing, okay? And what's her name? Francesca Harris White, it catches her attention. And so she invites her to be a camp counselor at Camp Nightingale because, well, after the girls went missing, they had closed the camp for like forever, right? And so when Francesca sees this art and she's like, oh, well, we're reopening Camp Nightingale. We heard that you were there, you used to go there. Come back as a camp counselor. So Emma's like, okay, she's going to go. She's going to use this time to, you know, paint and do a little exploring, investigating, see what really happened. She gets there. She's in the same cabin that she was in all those years ago with those girls, and some eerie stuff starts to happen, right? And I stopped this book because no reason in particular. Y'all know I love Riley Sager. I just was falling into a slump and I just put it down. That's what happened. That's my story, and I'm gonna stick beside it. Ooh, these books are so heavy. I don't know why. Next we have Straight Until Morning, A Twisted Tale by Liz Braswell. If y'all been on my channel for a minute, y'all know that I love a fairy tale retelling. Like, that's my steez, that's my jam. however many times. Well, it depends on the story we tell. Okay, stop redoing Beauty and the Beast. This is a public service announcement. Stop redoing Beauty and the Beast. Stop. 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 I can't. I cannot. I cannot. Stockholm Syndrome is not cute. You know what I'm saying? Kidnapping is not cute. The Beast, even when he turned back into a human, was not cute. Like, and then the best part of Sleeping Beauty, I mean, what am I doing? Beauty and the Beast were the personifications of the furnitures. And then when y'all do these retellings, y'all take it out. So, Beauty, stop it. Stop. Fantastic Beast, y'all should have stopped after. That's what it's called, right? Fantastic Four beat. No, Fantastic Four is the superheroes. Fantastic Beast, right? Yeah. It was the big black book with the purple words. Just sorry. Cease and desist. Cease and desist. Rant over. Straight on till morning. The question is, what if Wendy traveled to Neverland with Captain Hook? Okay, so Wendy. Oh, boom. So this is after, boom. So Wendy's 16, right? Living her best life. Well, not really, because she feels misunderstood and everything. Well, she's 16, so that's normal, right? She just likes to stay by herself and write about Peter Pan. And she almost caught him almost 4 years ago. And no one believes her. So they're like, everyone's like, please, like, chill. Like, go be a kid. Go have fun. Go frolic in the fields. And get yourself ready to be married. And she's just trying to tell him, like, no, child. It was a flying kid trying to come to my house 4 years ago. And I'm going to find him. And no one's listening to her, of course, right? So, boom. She also has his shadow because she's seen him. You know how the real story Peter Pan, he comes, takes the kids to Neverland, right? So he came and he was just trying to live his best life, I guess. And she took his shadow. So she's been hiding this man's shadow, this boy's shadow for like 4 years, right? So now there's an opportunity. She was just walking around one day, traipsing, not in the fields, not frolicking with the fairies or anything. She was just walking and she meets this man, Captain Hook. And of course he's mad because he has a hook for a hand because of Peter. And she's like, she makes a deal with him. She's like, if you can bring me to him, I'll give you his shadow or something. She gets there. So unexpected dangers, strange foes. Tinkerbell, right here. As we all know, Tinkerbell is the baddest boosh in the building, you feel me? But she does not like Miss Wendy girl. So now Captain Hook reveals permanent plans for Neverland, and it's up to Tinkerbell and Wendy to save Peter Pan because she has his shadow, he can't do anything because if y'all remember, like he needed his shadow to like fly or something like that. And now he's not with Tinkerbell, so he really can't fly because he ain't got no pixie dust. So yeah, I put this down. I think I just don't remember. Already started annotating and everything. It's just mood reader. I don't think that this book was on a specific list. I think I had just started to see how it would go, and then I kept reading it, and then I remembered that I had a list to go back to. So I put it down. Next we have Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. I've been trying to read this book for years. Like, man, honestly, I don't even want to tell y'all what it's about because y'all know. Y'all know. Y'all know. It's about Layla and Elias. Layla's brother gets kidnapped for revealing Empire's secrets to the resistance, right? So now she has to go find her brother. And turns out her parents like started the resistance that is like the main resistance against the king or whatever, right? And now Elias, he's at training school to become not a hunter, a soldier for the army or whatever, but he doesn't believe in anything of the regime. But he can't leave because, well, if you desert your schooling or whatever, they find you, they kill you. But also his mother is like one of the top generals or whatever. So he's planning on leaving and join the resistance. Layla's trying to leave and join the resistance. Well, she's not trying to, she just has to for her brother. And they meet the resistance, together, right? I think I started this book about 3-4 times. And I know what page I'm on too. Like, I always stop around, well, this time I was on page 83. Look at my little bookmark. Let me turn this off so y'all can see. Look at my little bookmark. You feel me? It was on page 83. But every time I read it, I end up on around page 100, 110. I don't know why. It's just, I think the thing is, since it's a saga, I have all 4. I literally bought them as they came out. I have to change my first 2, Ember in the Ashes and Torch Against the Night, the bricks on the cover. And I kind of want to get the other 2, well, these 2 with the people on the cover. If that's a thing. If it is, please drop a link because I need to know. But I kept stopping it because I think that every time I started it, it was so that I can just finish it and go to the next one, and then finish it and go to the next one. And then, like, I just didn't want to wait, and that was just been too long. Let's move on. Next we have Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. This is honestly, I don't know, about a girl, a prince, and a monster. Nadia hears the whispers of gods inside her head. A prince is surrounded by assassins and a monster hidden behind pale tortured lights. As you can see, I don't know why I wasn't as excited to read this book. Honestly, I think it's because I don't know if it's like the sense of like the Eastern European gods or whatever. I'm just not used to reading much fantasy outside of Afro fantasy, so I just think that I didn't feel like I was connecting as quickly as I wanted to. But I don't know if that has to do with the setting or the world building, or if that's just me and my preferences and my expectations that were set too high. But that's why this isn't done. But I have the second one, and I believe I have the third one, or I saw the third one. I was gonna get the third one, but then I remembered I didn't finish the first one. And next I'm not gonna talk too much about this because this is a trilogy, the last one in the trilogy. This is Always and Forever Laura Jean. This is the third book in the what's the name of the series, child? To All the Boys I Loved Before. And there was a spoiler, and then the movies weren't really doing it for me. I watched the first 2 movies after I read the first 2 books, and I was let down and disappointed. But I will tell you that that white boy who plays Simon, I do not think Simon is that character's name, but the white boy, the main love interest, I don't know why people be hating on him. He's a good actor to me, and he's fine. He's a fine little white boy. Move on. Next, we have Christopher Paolini's To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. That might be a DNF too. I ain't even gonna hold you, because, child, I was buddy reading this with Curly Top Reads, my good friend Mel. You know they my dog. You know they my dog for life. So we were butter reading it, and I told them, I said, baby person, this is not giving what's supposed to give. I got to page like 90 and just stopped reading. And I think they got to page like 200. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're always in the comments, so don't let me know. I told them, I said, baby person, I'm not gonna do it. I'm so sorry. This book is about this girl. What's her name? Kira was on her Christopher Columbus. You know, she is exploring a new planet, and she finds a relic. Now, instead of just letting sleeping dogs lie and just not touching nothing, don't touch nothing, instead of not, just leaving it there, she picks it up and she gets like sucked into this hole or whatever, child. I don't know. And now she started an intergalactic war. Meanwhile, she's just trying to get back home to her new fiance. And it's not that it wasn't bad. It just, you know what? Now that I think about it, baby girl, I shouldn't have expected it to pick up quickly, because it definitely is like 800 pages. 800, like 840 pages. So I should not have expected it to be spicy by page 90. It's just, I'm impatient. And now that I think about it again some more, I'm going to give this book another chance in the year of our Lord 2022. Because, I mean, the people that I've heard talk about it really like it. But I'm going to give this another chance because I think that I was too quick. I was too quick for it to pick up. But this is a big book, so you definitely needed all the backstory. And it was like it would get spicy and then retract. The horde jumped out and then it jumped back in. I'm finna try again. I'm so sorry, Christopher Paulini. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. This is about Eleanor and Victoria. Eleanor's dad dies. Well, the man she thinks is her dad dies. And right before he died, there's some hating, like, this some hating ass, like, you about to die, and right before you die, you tell me that you're not my daughter, child, and you're not my daughter. And then the mom, of course, didn't care, like, oh, well, like, F that anyway, like, so Eleanor's out here looking for her real daddy, finds her sister Victoria, and Eleanor and Victoria, so now Eleanor, instead of using her big girl brain and putting on her big girl britches, assumes that Victoria's life is perfect because she had her dad around. So she's like, oh, the reason that you have a perfect husband and a perfect house and a perfect job is because you were raised knowing our father, and because I wasn't raised knowing my father, all my stuff, everything is going bad for me. And now it's time for you to share. It's time for me to get what's mine. And then, I don't know, child. You know, white women, child. What you gonna be saying? White women, right? That song. Y'all know the song. If y'all don't, argue with your mama, not me. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, but no, Eleanor's life was, she had roaches and rats in her place, okay? So I mean, I guess, but also, baby girl, that is not Victoria's fault. But now she thinks it's Victoria's fault. So she's trying to get back at Victoria, and I stopped this, I don't know. Look, I was annotating and everything. I think I wanted to start over and annotate more, but I didn't. I don't know. It has everything I love. Sister drama, crazy white women drama, and a house on the front. Y'all know I love a house on the front. Oh my God. Next we have, I'm mad at myself for not finishing this. Next we have Cersei by Madeline Miller. No, let me tell y'all, this book's by CIC. Like, this book is about, well, Cersei. Cersei is the daughter of Helios, right? She was born, no powers, not really beautiful. They're like, why are you here? You know? But then, later in life, she finds out that she has the power of witchcraft. And she can turn people, mortals, into gods. And she can turn, like, rivals to monsters. Like, she bought that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mother Earth really on her side. Like, nationwide. So, and Zeus, of course, toxic masculinity incarnate. He's threatened, of course, because, you know, Zeus is always threatened by a bad boosh. You feel me? So he banishes her to a deserted island. She's like, okay, she's gonna take this time, hone her craft, perfect that hole. And in the meantime, like, this is the island where the Minotaur, Icarus, Medea, Odysseus, Daedalus, like, this is where they all went, just, you know, for a visit. Like, she was just having friends come visit. Her and Icarus had a little flea night, you know what I'm saying. But, you know, now she's a powerful woman who is comfortable in her own skin, and that scares the men and the gods. So now she's put against one of the most powerful Olympians. And so she has to summon all her strength and choose whether she belongs with the gods or the mortals she's come to love. I'm gonna have to put this back on my audiobook rotation. Because now that I think about it, it was no need for me to stop reading this. I was reading it, then I went to the audiobook. It was no need. There was absolutely none negative need for me to have stopped this. Because when I tell you Miss Girl fell in love with this man, not Zeus, some other man whose name I do not remember, and even if I did remember, he don't get no respect from me, okay? Fell in love with this man, and this man is like, oh, I love you. I love you too. You are my sun, my moon, my stars. You my galaxy, girl. Baby girl, you stay on my mind. You are my fantasy. That's what he said, right? That's what he said. That's what I, as a reader, felt and read him say. He said he loved her. He said he loved her. Hold that thought. Now look, now I'm upset because he said he loved her. And she's like, oh my God, I love this man. I love this man. This is like the only man in my life who's ever paid me attention. I love him. I love him. Do, 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 do. Like obsessed. What's that Sweeney Todd? No, Les Mis. Anyway, in love, okay? But Mr. Sir is like, I'm immortal though, and I don't want to be with you. Basically like, I'm not a god, so this can't really work between us because you are infinite and I am not, and it would hurt me too much to think like the thought of me growing up and getting old and dying and leaving you is too much for me, so we can't be together, right? So she like, I got you. Now remember what I said, she could change. She could change. I'm just gonna keep it though. She could change mortals into gods, right? She like, he ain't gotta worry about it, baby. I'll wait for us to be together forever. Forever. Like that's what she said, right? Turn into a god, right? Now she thinking, nah, me and my man finna be together forever, right? Why they first kiss happened, no, mind you, they had been kissing before, right? But mind you, he turns to a god, they kiss, right? Why this man gonna say, hold on, why this man, I bit my tongue. Y'all, I don't know if I should put a trigger warning right here, but my tongue starts bleeding, and child, when I tell you, I didn't know this until I was editing, and I was not about to re-record this because one thing's for sure, two things for certain. This video has taken forever already, child. So I'm so sorry. So sorry. Out of anger. Gonna say, I love you like a sister. You love me like a what? You love me like a what? I was just your Milky Way, galaxy, and candy bar. Wink, wink. But now you love me like a sister? Now that you're a god? Now that you're a god, you love me like a sister. But when we was laid up in the woods, it wasn't no sister talk. So now you telling me it was incest? Our relationship? Our relations? You saying that was incestuous? Cause now that you're a god, now we're like sisters. When I tell you I heard that, I said, mink, mink, mink. I ain't never been so mad at no man in no book before in my life. Like, how dare thee? Like, just for that, I say return to the gods. Because what? And then he goes and he falls in love with her sister. Bro, get out of here. You're done. And I'm done. Let's move on. I didn't realize how angry that book made me. This is The Story of Silence by Alex Myers. Okay, this book is about silence, right? She was born to this lord, and ooh, not say she. No, I'm gonna say she. And then I'll switch. Y'all will hear. So, yeah. So these lords can't, or like haven't given birth to a girl child in centuries, right? So she's the first girl child. And they're like, dang, now when we die, we don't have anybody to leave our land to, and no one to like fight in battle in our family's honor or anything. So that's a bad joint. They send her off to be raised in kind of like a monastery type thing. They come back, I guess, male presenting. They are not male presenting, but you see how I went from she to they. So when they come back, they are able to take, you know, rightful ownership of their father's land. They are able to fight in battle. They're able to, you know, just do the things that people said that they couldn't do because they were born a woman. So basically, this is just the story of someone telling the story of silence. You know how in The Princess Bride it was somebody reading the story of the Princess Bride to the little boy, right? The grandpa. So yeah, someone is telling the story of silence and how they were able to use their non-conforming gender and their wits about them to prove that, you know, they can do anything. You know what I'm saying? Take a look. It's in a book, basically. So yeah, I stopped this because mood reader. I had started it. Oh, I think I didn't realize that it was a story being told, a story in a story being told. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And that kind of threw me off a little bit, and I was like, oh, skirt. Corvette. That's what I said. But yeah, it's not bad. The intrigue is very good. Oh, it's a retelling of a French medieval story. The dust jacket definitely has the name, but cannot help you now. But it's a retelling of a French folklore story. I'm gonna be pretty broad and say 15 to 1700s. Next we have, this is the second Artemis Fowl book by Owen Colfer. Of course, this follows Artemis Fowl. He's 14 and probably the most cunning evil genius you have ever met, will ever meet. His whole life is an Ocean's 11 story. Like, this man is out here stealing not only human wealth and riches, he's stealing fantasy world wealth and riches. Like, this boy done kidnapped the fairy, stole all that fairy gold. Like, this boy stays 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of everybody at all times, okay? Really, he just wants to make sure he has enough money and enough means and resources to get his mama okay, because his mom suffers from, I guess, psychosis or whatever. She goes, well, the first book, she spent most of the time not knowing who he was. And then at the end of the first one, she woke up and was like magically better. Oh, why aren't you in school? Why aren't you doing anything? And he was just like, you know, blase. He couldn't tell his mom, like, hey, I'm the evil man that everyone's looking for. So, you know, he's just living his best life. He ain't going back and forth with you for me. So in this book, he's looking for his dad. His dad got lost in the Arctic Circle. Oh, boom. So remember I told y'all he kidnapped a fairy in the first one? He kidnapped an elfin captain named Holly Black. Although I will continue, this is the hill on which I will die. It's Holly Black's fault that she was taken, because she didn't do her moon rituals for like months and then decided she could go take down Artemis Fowl, right? So now the elven fairies are after him. Well, Holly is accusing him of giving human power cells to goblin gangs. I mean, he did, but they were just AAA batteries. Like, girl, relax. So he just got everybody coming for his head, and we already know my boy gonna get through it. That's period. We have another retelling. Oh my god, why are these books so heavy? This is Unbirthday, Twisted Tale, also by Liz Braswell. What if Wonderland was in peril and Alice was very, very late? As we know, in the story of Alice in Wonderland, well, first things first, Alice in Wonderland is my favorite Disney story. She wasn't a princess. She was just a girl who loves to read and loved having an imagination and lived there, period. So, as you know, in the story, her sister was reading her a story under the trees or whatever, and she dreamt of Wonderland, right? But now she's trying to tell people that Wonderland's real. No one's believing her. She takes pictures. Clearly, that's what photographers do, Jeff. She takes pictures, and when she develops them, she doesn't see the people that she took pictures of. She took pictures of her aunt, and when she looked at it, it was Absalom. And so she finds herself in Wonderland, but the Red Queen has gone completely bonkers. So now she just has to go find the girl, save the people, and yes. I started it, I stopped. Next we have Dear Haiti, Love Alen by Maika and Marita Mulit. I don't know. This is another book that I started about 3-4 times. And I always stop at a certain part. Let me tell y'all. So this is about Alen. Well, obviously, girl, Alen. This is about Alen Beauparlant. She's in school. She does a project on Haiti. She's a Haitian living in Miami, which probably is where most of the Haitians are. So, you know, there's an incident. Oh, the incident with her mom or the incident at school? There's an incident at school with a school project that involved pig's blood, giving very much Carrie. So she is sent off to Haiti and is on like a 2-month excursion with her aunt who owns this nonprofit. And her mom is there because her mom is a reporter, like a big time CNN type reporter. And she had herself a little incident. It's giving early onset dementia, Alzheimer's, from the incident that her mother had. So now the two of them are in Haiti just trying to get their lives together, trying to get themselves right. You know, she's in Haiti learning about the history. Because one thing about Haitian parents, if you act up, oh, ma voyo Haiti. Ma voyo mato tu la cunia. And Elaine has heard the threat before, but her bluff was called, period. There's no reason for why I stopped. I would go back and forth with this book. None at all. I just did. I don't know. I'm gonna wake up Pop so y'all can see him before I leave. You good? He's mad because I woke him up. Alright, y'all, that's all we have for you for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I have to go because, well, he has to go back to sleep, but I have more books to read. But as always, we will seeing us in the next one. Bye. Alright, Papa. Say bye. Okay. Oh. Bye, y'all.